Hello everyone, we will announce the world's one and only real-time chart, HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart starting now. This is your host Joe, and if you're curious about K-pop album sales, please subscribe to this channel and also like this video. We'll go ahead and take a look at the weekly physical album chart results of the first week of September. Starting with the 10th place, the 10th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of first week of September was taken by Gravity. Their album Season 2 Hideout, The New Day We Step Into, was sold 8,694 copies in the last week. The news for Gravity is that they have won the first music show last week, and also they have placed first in the physical album chart rankings of last week, which was fourth week of August. And so obviously the album's doing very well on the chart as well as in the music shows, supported by a lot of fans, and also still doing well on the weekly physical album chart, placed 10th in the weekly physical album chart results of HANTEO Charts in the first week of September. Gravity's Season 2 Hideout, The New Day We Step Into, was sold 8,694 copies in the last week. Moving on to the 9th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of first week of September. The 9th place was taken by eighties. Their album Zero Fever Part 1 was sold 9,247 copies in the last week. As we have announced last week, they are actively promoting with a double title track called Thanks, and they have also filmed photo shoots with a couple of magazines, and also doing a lot of great activities like reading an audiobook for a good cause, etc. So they're still actively promoting and did also very well on this weekly physical album chart results. In the 9th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of first week of September, eighties Zero Fever Part 1 was sold 9,247 copies in the last week. Moving on to the 8th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of first week of September. In the 8th place is CLC. Their new album, Helicopter, was sold 11,392 copies in the last week. And this is a single album of theirs, so the title track is also called Helicopter, and the music video of this particular video has surpassed 20 million views on YouTube, so doing very well. And I would say this is a very another CLC-like song, very powerful and encouraging, and talks about CLC's own dreams and also goals in this song. And that was in the 8th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of first week of September, CLC's Helicopter, that was sold 11,392 copies in the last week. This weekly physical album chart result is presented by HANTEO Chart, the world's one and only real-time music chart. And if you're enjoying this broadcast or interested in learning about K-pop album sales, please subscribe to this channel and also like this video. Moving on to the 7th place. In the 7th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of first week of September is Only One Of. Their album Produced By Part 2 was sold 11,922 copies in the last week. Their title track is called A Song of Ice and Fire, and as indicated in the title track, this song is inspired by Game of Thrones, and the song's producer explained that he is comparing human emotions to ice and fire. And the song, like you can probably guess from the title, is slightly dark and also very powerful and strong. And as usual with Only One Of, I think it's a very interesting concept. You should check it out. And that was in the 7th place in HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of first week of September. Only One Of, Produced By Part 2 album, that was sold 11,922 copies in the last week. Moving on to the 6th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of first week of September. The 6th place was taken by Ace. Their new album, HJZM, it means the Butterfly Fantasy, was sold 17,745 copies in the last week. And this title of the album is inspired by a old story of dreaming about a butterfly. So it's in the title track. It's called Favorite Boys, and say the song itself and the music video is very strongly inspired by Korean culture, and paying a very great tribute to the culture itself. And also did very well on the weekly physical album chart. Placed 6th in HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of first week of September is their album The Butterfly Fantasy, was sold 17,745 copies in the last week. And as you know, this weekly physical album chart result is presented by HANTEO Chart, the world's one and only real-time music chart. And if you have purchased an album last week in order to support your favorite artist, that sales has counted towards this week's announcement and last week's weekly physical album chart result. In the 5th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of first week of September, the 5th place was taken by zhang. His album, Beautiful Scar, was sold 20,002 copies in the last week. And this is his first single album, also a debut album. And Park Woo-jin of 86 has featured in the title track, also called Beautiful Scar. I guess like the title itself, the music video is very beautiful and has a very high artsy feel to it, and also very trendy as well. So check it out. And that was in the 5th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of first week of September. zhang's album Beautiful Scar was sold 20,002 copies in the last week. In the 4th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of first week of September, the 4th place was taken by Lovelies. Their album Unforgettable was sold 23,717 copies in the last week. And this is their comeback as a full group after a year and 4 months. And after only 4 days of the music video release, the music video has surpassed 100 million views as well. And the title track of this music video and the album is called Obliviate, and it means it's a spell that erases bad memories. So Lovelies is back with amazing spell and amazing performance and song as well. I think other than CLC, they're the only other girl group on the top 10 weekly physical chart results. So obviously doing very well, and has placed 4th in the weekly physical album chart result of the first week of September. Lovely's Unforgettable, that was sold 23,717 copies in the last week. Moving on to the 3rd place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of first week of September. In 3rd place is Day 6, Even Up Day. Their album, The Book of Us, Gluon, was sold 51,395 copies in the last week. This is the 4th album in the Book of Us series, and as you can tell from the artist's name, it's a unit from Day 6. It's called Even Up Day, and it's consisted of Young K, Wonpil, and Doon. And I guess it's very consistent still with the Day 6's message and the sort of a feel to the song as well. And the title track is called When the Sea Sleeps, and it's the song about staying strong together in front of hardship. So very lovely message, and also a very, I guess, touching and also cute music video. So check it out. And that was in the 3rd place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of first week of September. Day 6, Even Up Day, their album, The Book of Us, Gluon, was sold 51,395 copies in the last week. We're only left with 2 albums of this week, and this weekly physical chart result is brought to you by HANTEO Chart, the world's one and only real-time music chart. If you're enjoying this broadcast or are interested in learning about K-pop album sales, please subscribe to this channel and also like this video. So moving on to the 2nd place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of first week of September. The 2nd place was taken by Wonho. His album, Love Synonym No. 1, Right For Me, was sold 54,915 copies in the last week. I guess this is a very long-awaited debut, I guess, of Wonho from the fans, and he has pre-released a song called Losing You, and now the title track called Open Mind is released. And it's a electronic pop genre song, and has a very dreamy feel to the overall music video and the song itself. And in the showcase, Wonho has shared his thoughts and feelings about making a debut as a solo artist. And he also said that he was sorry for keeping the fans waiting too long, but here he is, debuted as a solo artist and did very well on the physical album chart. Placed second in HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of first week of September. Wonho's Love Synonym #1, Right For Me, was sold 54,915 copies in the last week. And on the top one, the very top of the HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of first week of September was taken by Super Junior DNE. Their new album called Bad Blood was sold 154,298 copies in the last week. And this is their comeback after a year and 5 months since the last album from this particular unit, and they have celebrated the 10th year anniversary of forming this particular unit, DNE. And the title track is called Bad. It is a self-composed track by Donghae, and it's an electronic hip-hop genre, and it sings about comparing like this beautiful person to just the word bad. So it's, I guess, a double meaning word in that sense. It's bad, but also very beautiful. And obviously, I mean, not surprising for Super Junior, and this particular long-running unit did very well on the album sales and placed first in HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of first week of September. Super Junior CNE Bad Blood was sold 154,298 copies in the last week. So that was everybody on the top 10 of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of first week of September. Congratulations to all the artists and the fans. And if you are curious about how many new albums will be released next week and also do very well on the weekly physical album chart, please download the Whosfan app and check out the obviously the album charts of the last week, also the daily charts every day, and real-time chart as well. And there are also star charts that you can help contribute to ranking up by promoting your artist on Whosfan, and also the global authentication chart if you're a global fan, and authenticate your albums on Whosfan as well. And that is everything that we have this week. Definitely please subscribe to the WhosfanTV channel and also like this video if you have enjoyed this broadcast, and we'll continue to report the weekly physical album chart result and other ongoings in the K-pop world. And yeah, that's everything that we have this week. Thank you so much for watching, and this was your host Jo so far. See you next week, everyone. Bye.